What's up, poker players? Hope you guys are out there killing it on the tables. Check out this roller coaster of a session from last night. Was down about $350 after 2,500 hands, and the last 1,000 hands just crushed it. Straight up incline there in the graph. Almost got back to even, but I swear to you, I lost every coin flip in this session. Therefore, I was running negative variance, but wow, did we get in some interesting hands during this session. Let's jump into it. Starting it out with pocket kings against pocket aces. This is a cooler, but there was some thought involved with this hand. We get what could be a recreational player who bets 2.5x on the button. We don't have a lot of info on this player. This player could just be playing the higher stakes, and therefore when we moved up, we only have a small sample size of hands on this player. But I do 3-bet in the small blind with pocket kings. Pretty standard play. And this player 4-bets to $20, and I see that this player is 3-bet and 4-bet with only premium hands so far. But from the button, this player is probably going to be playing pretty wide range, which then gets much smaller when this player 4-bets. But I still think I'm ahead of the majority of this player's range. So I do make the call, see a flop of 10 high, 2 tone, 2 hearts out there. There's $41 in the pot. I just check back. I think ace kings are going to be a big part of this player's 4-bet range. And I think we are only going to get value from ace kings when we check back and allow that player to continuation bet. And they just check back. That tells me that they are a little bit worried about their hand, or they're slow playing it. Maybe they think we have ace king and are trying to induce a delayed continuation bet out of us on the turn. I bet $28 on the turn. I now know that any ace king that would be out there now has a lot of flush draws. Any pocket pair smaller than ours also has a lot of flush draws. This player calls the $28 turn bet, and there's now $97 in the pot. They have 52 behind. The draw's missed, and I'm just going to be check calling the river here to try to induce a few bluffs that we can get value from on the river. And this player jams all in. I'm going to call and see that we were up against aces. That was an interesting line to take from both of us, actually. A lot of the times, aces against kings, you're going to get it in pre-flop, you're going to get it in on the flop. Not very often does it make it to the river, but thought that was an interesting hand. It's still a cooler, but thought it played out pretty interesting. Here comes the onslaught of losing every coin flip, I swear. We have pocket jacks under the gun +2, open raise to 3x. Pretty standard. The big blind 3-bets to $7. Pretty small 3-bet. This player plays a pretty polarized 3-bet range, and I think we are ahead of the majority of this short stacker's 3-bet range. So I jam all in, and this player calls ace king against jacks, coin flip. Flop is an ace, turn is an ace. We need a jack on the river, cannot get there, and we lose 1 coin flip. Now we have pocket tens in the cutoff at 100 NL table. Open raise to 3x. The small blind 3-bets to $9. This player only has 27 behind. It's another short stacker, and I think we are going to be ahead of the majority of this player's 3-bet range with the pocket tens. So I'm going to get what fold value we can when this player folds 1/3 of the time to a 4-bet. And they do call. Another coin flip, ace king against pocket tens. And there's a king on the flop. We need a 10 on the river, and it's another king. That's 2 coin flips. Now we're down to the 50 NL table. We have pocket nines on the button. Folds around to us. We open raise to 3x. Obamka has a history of being a very loose player, very wide 3-bet range, especially from the blinds, and has decent fold to 4-bet numbers. Not to mention is playing a very small stack right now of only 40 big blinds. So I decided to jam with the pocket nines, trying to get hands exactly like this to fold. Good possibility of that happening. We'd probably get ace jack, ace 10, maybe some ace queens to fold, but Obamka does not. Makes a call. Another coin flip, and they hit a queen on the flop. We need a 9 going into the river. Cannot get there. And we lose yet another coin flip. That's 9s, 10s, and jacks now. Now we're down to the 25 NL table. We have an under the gun raise to 2x. We just make a call in the hijack seat with pocket 10s, and Obamka three bets again from the small blind, playing a short stack once again, and the under the gun raiser is also a short stacker. And I decided to jam all in again, trying to get folds from this player's 3-bet range, which is very wide. And it's another ace king against tens. We're ahead. We're still ahead. Damn it. You could have known that was going to happen though, right? King on the river. They take down another coin flip. That is 4 now. I think that is it for all the coin flips. So that was only 4, but still, that will bring your win rate way down. And that was why I was pretty much negative variance throughout this entire session. Now we have pocket queens. In the big blind, this is a 25 NL table. Folds around to the button, who open bets to 3x. And we 3-bet to 275 in the big blind. And they call. 560 in the pot. Flop is 2-tone, 8 high. This player plays a pretty wide range pre-flop, very high VPIP, probably a recreational player, only 264 hands on this player. We have backdoor flush draws. I still think we are ahead of the majority of this player's range, so I lead out to 375, 2/3 of the pot, and this player bets. Solar money 3 bets to 875. This is a very draw heavy board, and I pretty much put this player on a draw, and I see that this player, when 3-betting, doesn't have that great of a showdown percentage, and their showdown percentage total isn't that great either. So this player has gone to showdown with less than optimal hands. So I jam all in, and they call. They have the king high flush draw. We have one blocker with the queen of clubs, and they could also draw to a king. Pretty much another coin flip. We're at a 56% favorite right now. Let's avoid that king or club, and there's the club on the river. That's 5 coin flips in a row. So that was pretty much the entire decline of the evening. Looks like we're gonna get it back with the aces over the kings this time. Last time it was the opposite. Kings make it 3x, middle position. We 3-bet on the button to 1150. Flop is queen high 2-tone. I continuation bet for a little bit larger than half pot, and this player jams all in. We're making the call with the aces. Aces against kings. That was a little bit more normal of an aces versus kings play. We both got it all in on the flop, and we take down that pot of $154, making a comeback. Aces again. This time we're at the 50 NL table. Under the gun, open raises to 3x, and we 3-bet to 525. Small blind calls, and the under the gun player makes it 1475, a 4-bet. The under the gun player and the small blind are both recreational type players, very high VPIP. I just make the call here because I want the player in the small blind to be calling this one as well. And we're going to get in a big pot here in position with the pocket aces that we are going to be way beyond pot committed with when we see a flop. Flop is jack high, 2-tone, 2 spades. We have the backdoor flush draw, and there's now almost $45 in the pot. We have 36 behind us. We are getting it all in. Let's figure out a way that we can get the most value from our opponents. So we make it small. 1450, giving good odds to a lot of the draws out there. We have blockers with the ace of spades to the flush draw, and we get rid of one player. There's now 74 in the pot. We have 2150 behind us, and we are 1 card from the nut flush. I just get it in here. Figure this player isn't going to be folding too many hands, and we're going to be good here the majority of the time. They call. It's top pair with a straight draw. They do have outs going into the river, and it's a brick, a 5 of diamonds, and we take down that pot of $114. Win 126 big blinds on that one. This was another interesting hand. We have pocket kings under the gun. I open raise to 4x. We've got a couple fish on this table. The player to our left, Brain Vape, who has a VPIP of 54%, has been playing a ton of hands. Not very aggressive, doesn't fold very often. And T Joseph 1 on the button has a VPIP of 47%, also very, very wide, and doesn't play that aggressive of a game post flop. We flop top set. Pretty draw heavy board, 2 spades out there, lots of Broadway draws. I lead out for $8. Brain Vape calls and T Joseph calls. There's now $37.50 in the pot. The spade draw got there if either of these players have 2 spades in their hand. And with their non-aggressive numbers, I lead out for 16. That gives us the opportunity to get it all in on the river if the board pairs here. And if we do get raised, we know that there is a very good possibility that this player has a flush because they have not shown very much aggression at all over the very small sample sizes that we have on these two players. And they both make a call. The river is a king. What a card for us. There's 85.50 in the pot. We have 80.80 in our stack. Brain Vape has $41 and T. Joseph has us covered. At this point, I really hope someone else flopped a set, maybe a set of threes, or they hit their flush on the turn. I don't know if a jam here was the correct play. I think I probably could have gotten more hands to call. If I just bet 41, maybe T. Joseph would stick around. Brain Vape would have obviously folded if he's folding here, because 41 is the same bet essentially to him. So he folds, and I remember T. Joseph went in the tank, really thought about it, but does make the fold, and we pick up that pot of over $80. When this hand happened, I remember thinking to myself that I could have gotten more money out of this one. Bigger turn bets, smaller river bets. There were a couple things I think I could have done a little bit different, but I did give us the opportunity to get our entire stack in on the river, which we did, but I don't think it was the most optimal line that we could have taken. Let me know what you guys think about this one and all the other hands in this session down in the comment section below. This was one crazy session. Could have wound up really bad. We fought our way back, only wound up losing about $27. Hit that subscribe button if you guys have not done that yet. Head down to the video description for links to America's Card Room, Hold'em Manager, and all the other great poker products that I use. If you have not signed up for America's Card Room yet, use promo code DKPoker to receive a $1,000 deposit match bonus, as well as 50 tournament bucks. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this video. I think there was a lot of interesting poker play in this video, and I hope you guys learned from my mistakes, as well as a couple of good plays that I made. Be back with a new video very soon, but until then, I'll see you guys out on the virtual felt.